soft promise to investors that once we've built this sort of generally intelligent system, basically we will ask it to figure out a way to generate an investment return for you.
OpenAI is on track to burn $3.3 billion in 2026.
OpenAI is chasing $1 trillion dream.
Costs and expenses reach $34 billion.
And because of the strange physics of the AI economy, the more paying customers they acquire, the faster they bleed cash.
AI is becoming very expensive.
And some say it's getting more difficult to justify the costs.
Training a massive AI model is a singular, upfront capital expense, much like sending a chef to a world-class culinary school. But inference, generating answers to user prompts, is the act of cooking every single meal ordered. That cost is continuous, and it compounds with every keystroke. Look at the math for a power user. A typical monthly subscription brings in $20 in revenue. But if that user hits the model hundreds of times a day, the compute required to generate those responses costs OpenAI $30. They lose $10 on their most active customers. In traditional software, power users drive your margins up. In AI, these metrics are inverted. OpenAI is effectively paying its best customers to use the product, subsidizing global intelligence out of their own pocket. To understand why this deficit exists, we have to look past the chat interface and examine the physical, concrete, and silicon required to process those queries. This architecture functions as a 5-layer stack. At the bottom is energy. Above that, chips. Then data centers. On top of those sit the actual AI models. And finally, the apps users interact with. Notice the dividing line. OpenAI controls the top 2 layers, the models and the applications, but they rely on third parties for everything else in the stack. They do not own the power grid or the data centers, and crucially, they do not own the tens of thousands of Nvidia GPUs required to keep the system running. As long as OpenAI is forced to rent the foundational layers of the stack, their margins are structurally capped by their suppliers. To survive, they had to move beyond software and begin building their own physical infrastructure. Faced with a terminal burn rate, CEO Sam Altman initiated a 90-day plan to stop renting capacity and begin vertically integrating the stack from the top down. The first move happened at the model layer with the deployment of GPT-5.6 Soul.
Today, we're excited to release a brand new ChatGPT on web, desktop, and mobile.
This update prioritized strict operational efficiency over raw intelligence. By deploying 5.6 Soul, OpenAI cut response latency by 60% and halved the internal cost of generating a token. With the model optimized, they turned to the application layer to change user behavior.
5.6 Soul, I think, is not only the best model in the world for most people, it's also much more efficient than other models out in the world.
Through Codex, they shifted the interface away from one-off chat prompts toward multi-step agentic workflows. Instead of users repeatedly pinging servers for small requests, autonomous agents execute complex tasks independently in the background, minimizing unnecessary hardware strain. Mastering these top 2 layers shrank their digital footprint and squeezed every possible ounce of efficiency out of the software. This established the financial room to address the hardware layer directly. Even with those software optimizations, the underlying physical reality remained. OpenAI was still facing a $14 billion hardware compute bill. The solution was Project Jalapeño. OpenAI partnered with Broadcom to manufacture their own custom in-house silicon. Unlike general-purpose GPUs, these specialized inference chips are designed strictly to run models as cheaply as possible, stripping away the complex components required for training. Deploying this hardware yields a direct financial outcome, a 50% reduction in inference compute costs. OpenAI is no longer a software wrapper dependent on external hardware. By owning the silicon their models run on, they have become a vertically integrated entity. This chart illustrates Jevons Paradox. As a resource becomes cheaper to use, its overall consumption actually increases. Applying this to OpenAI's new cost structure, lowering the price of compute won't reduce their workload. It invites significantly more volume. Because the unit cost to run these models is becoming negligible, users are shifting towards spinning up thousands of autonomous agents simultaneously to solve complex, multi-layered problems. This creates an environment where software creation happens at massive scale. Tasks once requiring human coordination are now offloaded to vast networks of specialized agents. OpenAI is driving the cost of inference towards zero. In doing so, they are shifting machine intelligence from a finite resource to an abundant commodity, one where the primary constraint is no longer the price of the silicon, but how we choose to deploy it.